Hello, welcome to the Urban Confluence Silicon Valley's website, where we're hosting the Worldwide Open Ideas Competition. And we've extended the submission deadline to July 1st. This is a tutorial to help you with our simple submission process. But at any time, if you need help, please feel free to reach out to us. The first thing you need to do is register to submit your email address. You can also scroll down this same page and you'll see this same page information here. You type in your address and hit sign up. Next, I want to bring you up to the menu bar, to the competition pull down menu. And the first thing you need to take a look at is the brief. This explains necessary competition details for you to understand exactly what is expected of you. And there's 2 pages I'd like to point out right now, and you can later go back and peruse the information as you feel fit. On page 10, it says right here, invoke net zero energy design principles in your design. And this can be as detailed or as minimal as you feel necessary for your project. The other page, on the top of page 20, has important, let's see, where are we? Here we go. Important information. Which I think this is worth a look at as well. Narratives must be in English, and you need to use the imperial units, not metric. No identifying marks. For anonymity, obviously no late submissions will be accepted. And also wanted to point out 1 submission is allowed per email address. If you have more than 1 great idea, please submit them all. We're happy to see them. They just all need their own individual email address. So back to the competition pull down menu. The next thing is important dates, and we will be updating this as the competition progresses. You can find things like obviously the deadline, webinars, when there's viewing site tours, etc. Resources for submitters. This is just that. It's a little treasure trove of information. The top section is actually required resources for submitters. You have to take a look at all of these. And then in addition, the second half has other resources, things that will also help you with your project. Back to the pull down menu, the jury, if you'd like to take a look at them, these are the people who are judging the competition. Here we have webinars and site tours. And again, this is continually updated. And it's a great source to look at to answer your questions, along with frequently asked questions before you reach out to us. And this is Steve, our fearless leader. He or myself are usually the first person to get back to you. Next, I'd like to show you the design presentation board template. Once you download it, you can pull it off your website. Opening it, please double check that you have gotten the one that was last modified on March 20th. And here has you have the option of a horizontal template or a vertical. I've opened up the design presentation board template, and again, instructions that are in multiple places that I will go over in more detail in just a minute. Right now, I just want to show you that this template is 3 pages long. Oops. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to minimize it so you can see that. And you need to obviously only keep the second and third page, which has the 2x2 inch box. It needs to remain open. That's where we will be assigning you a number to keep you anonymous from the judges. Phase 1 revised submission requirements. That's very important. This is the document that I keep saying I'm going to go over in more detail with you. And phase 2, this is just for the 3 finalists as well as the stipend. Stakeholder ideas are just opinions that are expressed by members in our local community. might give you some ideas. Terms of use. This is something, again, you'll find in multiple places, but when you're in the process of submitting your entry, you'll be asked to check a box that you took a look at that. I'm going to go ahead. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit now. There we go. As you'll see, we're now on the submittable website. And scroll down, and submittable actually has a very helpful article on how to submit if you'd like to check that out. Otherwise, we'll go to the submit button. And the first thing you'll see is the hotlines for help. This is for Steve or myself, and this is for submittable. And you scroll down and you need to start entering your information. The first thing says do not include your name or firm name here. Again, this is to keep you anonymous. So I've put great icon of the world. I entered my name, Denise Franklin, a title, great idea, my email address, a phone number, and a bio. All of these need to be filled in before you submit, or it will not accept your entry. If there's more people on your team beside yourself and you'd like to add them in at this point, you can add up to 5 more team members. I'm just going to hit no for now because it's just me. Now I'm going to go over those requirements that I told you about earlier. 1 PDF file, 2 boards. And this is super important. We're getting lots of questions about this. Your sitemap image can be any size you like, and it must be included on your design presentation board. You can download the official map here and here only. As I said before, your design can be vertical or format, or horizontal or vertical, or a combination of the two. We talked about those 2 empty boxes being on your board and that they should stay there. And this is how your design presentation board should be labeled. Exactly like this. Labels matter. Next is the project statement. Again, labeled like this, no more than 400 words. Project summary, just like this, no more than 100 words. And then we have a video rendering, which is optional. It's not mandatory, but if you feel it helps your explain your project in more detail, please include it. And we are anticipating that if it's a really large file, you might need help. So again, here's our information. Now I'm going to show you how to upload your files. I also wanted to point out here that we have 24 by 36, minimum 300 DPI. This is the size that we're going to be printing your boards out for the viewing process. All design presentation boards must be in a PDF format. And again, labeled like this. You know, if let me show you an example of something. Let me first just. Whoop. My design presentation board still has the instructions in it because I have not designed one. Next, I'm going to do the project summary. Oops, excuse me. The project statement. I want to show you something. See how this says project statement without a space, and this says project statement with a space? If you put the space one in, it's going to show up with a hyphen or underline mark in it, and that is not acceptable. So I'm going to remove this file. I'll show you how easy it is to put a new one on. And here I have my project statement without a space in between the words, and it came up perfectly. And my summary, there we go. I don't have a video rendering, but these are all the different formats that we accept. You'll need to put your sitemap here as well as on your presentation board. This is the only official sitemap. that you can use on your presentation board to mark where your project is located. Any size you feel, as little or as big as you want. Next, I'm going to sign up for the newsletter because I love it. And I'm checking the box because I have reviewed the required resources. And I do agree with the terms of use. I've also read that. And lastly, you can save your draft, which I recommend that you do, because then you can go in and make any changes or updates that you need. Or if you're ready to submit, simply hit submit. At this point, you'll receive this great red check mark saying success. Voila, you have been accepted. You will also get an email. Let me go ahead and pull that up. That looks like this. If at any time you need more assistance or have a question, please feel free to reach out to Steve or myself. We're here to help. And I also want to point out, when I receive your entries, I can change them to editable status. So at any time up until the submission deadline, you're welcome to make any changes or edits, as many as you like. And if you're, locked out of your submission, and you can request the status change as well. Once your submission is complete, please let us know, and we will then send your submission to our technical evaluation team and make sure everything is correct or labeled and up to the standards that we are looking for the judges. And then after your entry is deemed compliant, we will mark your status as accepted. All right, well, good luck to you, and hopefully we will speak again soon.